Hi everyone, my name is Dorothy Waide and I'm a Karatani mothercraft nurse, sleep consultant, and I have over 52 years experience with newborn babies up to toddlers. Today I'm going to show you how to self-settle and resettle a baby. We are using a doll because it's just a lot easier. This is a Peppy Pod. It's a New Zealand Peppy Pod, so overseas clients you might think, what is that? But this is what we provide to parents who need to safe sleep their babies. So just think of it as a bassinet. Now my baby's name is Sammy, and I'm going to introduce you to Sammy. Now Sammy is 6 weeks old. He's just finished feeding, and for the first 6 weeks of his life I have been settling and resettling in arms, and now I want to start the next step. Now the fourth trimester goes to 12 weeks. However, if you want to start a little bit earlier of transferring in to the bassinet, that's really good. Now this is all about responsive parenting. Responsive parenting is stepping back, allowing your babies to talk to you, and you intervening and supporting them when they need it. So it's gentle parenting with minimal crying. It is not about screaming your babies, okay? So just let's get that straight. So little Sammy, I have put him in his swaddle. This is a Love to Dream arms up. I never used to like them, but they're really good for mums because it saves you swaddling. So I'm going to place Sammy in his cot, and I'm going to step back. Now I might step back, I might lie on the floor, I might lie in a bed if there's a bed in there. If I've got toddlers or other children, I will leave the room and come back in. Now we haven't done it today because we're taking videos, but the room needs to be pitch black. So the room is, imagine, pitch black, no light coming through my windows, and off we go. Now Sammy is starting to cry. Now I know that when he's in my arms, because before this I would put him in his cot, leave him for up to a minute. Now that's up to a minute. If I put him in the cot and he starts screaming, I'm going to pick him up straight away. If he's grizzly, grinding, groaning, moaning, whatever you want to call it, then I leave him. So I know he's going to do a little cry, and then I know he'll calm down. So I've put him in the cot, I've stepped back. Actually, I need to go to the loo. So I've run to the loo, I've come back into the room, and I'm not really happy with the noise that he's making. So I step into the cot, I put one hand on his chest and one hand on his lower torso. Now Sammy is looking straight at me. So if my eyes are wide open, his eyes are going to be wide open. So I'm going to close my eyes and I'm going to touch. Now if the touch doesn't comfort him, then I'll start my cupping, which is like that. So if you imagine, it's a lower movement on their body, and this one is stationary. And while I do that, I'm going to keep my eyes closed. I'm going to do 3 mindful breaths. So I go, and then I stop. Now he cried through that, so I'm a little bit worried about that, and this is the first time I've tried doing this. So I'm going to stop for a few seconds, and then I'm going to do it again, and I'm going to stop and start 3 times. Now at the end of the 3rd time that I start cupping, and it's only been about 4 minutes, and I'm not happy with this noise because this is the first time I've ever tried to settle him in the cot, I'm going to pick him up and I'm going to engulf him. Now engulfing is like that, okay? You can't get anything between here. You can engulf them like that, and normally they go into your armpit because they're looking for darkness. You can engulf them like that, and you can engulf them like that. So whatever you feel is suitable for you. Now some babies don't like being engulfed like that, so you have to figure out how to engulf them like that. So there's always a way to figure out how to hold your baby. So I picked Sammy up, and I've got my eyes closed, but just pretend I've got my eyes closed, okay? And I'm going to walk over here, and I'm going to sit down in my armchair or my sofa. And what I need is I need good back support, and I need support for there, and I need support for there. And I'm going to close my eyes because, again, Sammy's looking up at me. And you imagine if you were trying to go to sleep, and your partner came in and looked in your eyes and started talking to you, what would you tell them? And quite often when you do that, the babies cry even more because they're really trying to go to sleep. They're tired. So I sit here. Now, Sammy also has a dummy. And I've just lost the dummy and the white noise. So I've sat here and I've engulfed him, and I'm going to let him cry for a little, like half a minute. And then I'm going to start my cupping and my mindful breathing. Now this has really been no longer than 5 minutes, if you can visualize that. For an older baby, it might be 10 minutes, but he's only 6 weeks old. So I stop. So he's continuing to cry. Now I've got a little mobile white noise, but I'm going to also offer him the dummy. So I've stopped, offer him the dummy, and I'm going to turn on my white noise. Now the white noise should be no more than 50 decibels. So if you can hear that, so American Pediatrics recommend 50 decibels. They're concerned how loud the white noise is being played regarding a baby's hearing. Canadian researchers say 75 decibels, only to be played for an hour at a time, and to be put away on the other side of the room, away from the cot. So I'm just going to put that there because I know that the white noise is there, and I'm going to engulf him. And he's calmed down, and I'm starting my cupping and my mindful breathing. And he's calm, so I stop. He's sucking away on the dummy, which is fine. I'm going to keep my eyes closed, and I'm just going to hold him. Now I might not have to do anything else because, he's nearly asleep. But if he spat the dummy out and he was still crying, I'd wait a minute and then I'd start my cupping and my dummy again. Now this is better than walking, rocking, swinging, swaying, Swiss ball. I know we all like those movements, but those movements can't be done in a bassinet or a cot. And yes, I know some of the bassinets rock, but look at your cot. Does the cot rock? If my big goal here is whatever you do in arms, you've got to be able to replicate in the cot. And yes, you can feed to sleep in your arms and you can feed to sleep in a cot. I know hundreds of women that actually hop in the cots and feed their babies to sleep. So yes, you can do that. So anyway, Sammy has gone to sleep, and I thought, well, that's a really hard time for me. Okay, so I'm going to sit here, and every time he stirs or rock or cry, just even a little flutter like that, I'm going to start my cupping. And it's quite, strong cupping. This would be me, walking or rocking or swinging, but I'd be using my body, doing the movement on the baby. My body is the mattress, and the mattress is still. So when I go to put him back in the cot, there's no difference in the mattress except it's a human body to a material thing. But I can still do this movement in the cot and in arms. So he woke up, so I've cupped him back to sleep. Now, if you don't want to do mindful breathing, you can do shushing. But if you're going to shush, it sounds like this. Shh. I actually find mindful breathing is more relaxing. My body tenses a little bit with shushing. So it's about what works for your body, okay? So I've got my white noise going. Now, in theory, I don't need this because I've got my fan on in the room. So you either only need the fan or white noise because they're both white noises. It doesn't have to be loud. Now, if you're trying to drown out a toddler, why not put the white noise out in the hallway and turn it up loud? Because won't that still have the same effect? Because the toddler noise, white noise, wall, bed, and at least it's not blaring in the baby's room and the baby can sleep. I find in many experiences that white noise can increase light sleeping. The same as teaching your babies to sleep in really loud rooms can also do the same thing. Every peppy, every baby is unique. And we've got to understand that what might work for you won't work for your next child or someone else's child. But this movement here can work for everyone. But it's no good going like this to get a baby to sleep, because you wouldn't walk that softly. That's the movement that you want. Okay? And my baby buries himself into my armpit, because he's looking for dark. Some babies, if they're older babies, tend to go for, oh, I've lost the cuddly. Oh, that's okay. Let's cut it there.